Okay, I think I'm live now. I decided to go on another live because yesterday's live, when I checked it, it was not great. The default orientation on the YouTube live was vertical, but then when I watched it, I realized it was the wrong orientation. So I'm doing another live, but tonight I'm trying to see if it's too dark in here. Okay. So today I'm just having a relaxing sketching night, and usually I just listen to something, and I have a few pages that I didn't finish, so I'm going to finish them. I didn't sketch in a while because I have been busy with clay making. So I have all my colored pencils, all of my inks. I have my acrylic palettes, but I've realized that a lot of the colors are a bit dry, so I'm not sure if I'll use that. Anyways, so I'll just start. I don't think, just like the last one, it's not gonna be very talkative. I'm gonna try to check the chat, but again, I'm not very, okay, there's one person. Thank you. Thank you for being here. طيب, let's get started. I'm gonna be listening to Emily D. Baker. I hope you like true crime because this is the kind of things that I like to listen to. Or Sarah Boone is accused instead of music. Killing her boyfriend George Torres by zipping him into a suitcase and leaving him there. There is video that was recovered of him telling her that he could not breathe, telling her to remove him from the suitcase, and her laughing at him and taunting him. She was subsequently arrested in 2020 and has been pending trial since then. She's gone through 8 court-appointed attorneys before the court deemed that she was going to have to represent herself because she was just not going to play well with others. Has found that Ms. Boone has forfeited her right to counsel by virtue of her conduct in this case. And a private defense attorney swooped in and took the case after Sarah Boone wrote an advertisement for a lawyer that actually worked. Before trial started last week, Sarah Boone was offered a plea deal by the prosecution to a lesser charge, a manslaughter charge, 15 years on that manslaughter charge. She has already been in custody since February of 2020, so she has quite a lot of time served credits at this point, and she denied that offer. She is facing 22 and a half years minimum to life maximum on the second-degree murder charge if she is convicted of that. Good morning. It's a little bit of an early one because we are here for trial day 1 of Florida versus Sarah Boone. They will be starting with opening statements at some point today, but for you on the replay crew, it'll all be timestamped down below so you can get to what you want to watch most. It is Friday, October 18th. Yesterday, we covered the pretrial motions in the Sarah Boone case. If you are new to this case, she is accused and charged with second-degree murder. I'm trying to fix the light so you can see something. Let me know if what I'm listening to is too loud or I take recommendations and feedback. She doubled down and then she left him zipped into a suitcase. And what we heard more about yesterday is that the prosecution has also said that she not only said that she hit him multiple times with a baseball bat, but that his injuries and his autopsy also confirmed that he was hit while he was in the suitcase with a baseball bat, which is going to make it very hard for her to run the self-defense that she is hoping to run. This morning's going to start with motions argument. That's where we left off yesterday. The court was finishing up jury selection in Florida on a second-degree murder. There is a 6-person deliberating jury, but this judge has lots of alternates because stuff happens. It's busy. Trials are busy. So today we're going to start with that discovery hearing and the defense turning over stuff late. Yes, these defense attorneys have only been in this case for about 45 days. However, they chose to take this case after Sarah Boone was deemed to represent herself, and when they chose to take this case, they knew the trial date was set. So the judge does not have a lot of empathy. The defense attorneys who are new to this case are deemed to have known everything that has been known from all the past 8 attorneys
attorneys and Sarah Boone herself
It doesn't look
over the
like it,
past
but
4 years. So
I
if you want
organized
for Gavel to
this
Gavel
table.
coverage in just almost a
So this
minute,
is
I'm
how
going
I
to plug
like
our
my
app that we built for you. Why? Because I
this
love
is
it.
how I like my
And 2, because
color
two,
pencil.
I'm sorry.
Just I need to
And
rummage
3,
through
because I
them
love it. So go on app.com,
to
and when
find the
we
right
do
one.
get into opening statements, we will send out an additional bump notification. So if your days get busy
One
and you need
have
a
it,
little
another
nudge,
way.
like have they finally started opening, I've got you. We're gonna just send you notifications. We're gonna send notifications. Okay, are we ready? It's time. It's time for trial, Law Nerds. I love trial with the Law Nerds. I love being here. We're going to roll the intro. I'm going to pull up the court feed, and we're going to jump into the beginning of motions argument. You know they're going to take a break before we get to opening statements anyway, so we've got some Zoom room, and the court didn't start till a half hour after they said they were going to start, so the amount of Zoom room we have this morning is massive. Let me know what you are having in the snack. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snackies. I've got coffee. I've got some questionable bacon and an English muffin this morning. That's what we've got. Hey there, I'm Emily D. Baker, CNN's go-to legal analyst, breaking down the legal side of the pop culture and entertainment stories we can't stop talking about. I'm a big fan of the curse words. I've been a licensed attorney for over 17 years, but this is not legal advice. This is where the law nerds unite to talk about facts, not. Let's get into it. All right, so things that are going to probably happen in court today. It's going to be hard to hear the defense attorneys. Maybe that'll be better than yesterday. Maybe it won't. At some point, I'm sure my volume will be lower and or higher and or not mixed properly. It is an ongoing issue we are having with our streaming software. Will we change everything? Yes. Can we do that during this trial? No. Are we working on that? Yes. Is that happening this moment? Also no. But we're gonna go to court right now and see how it goes because streaming is dynamic and it's always an adventure. So let's see. When I say questionable bacon, it's just because my son, Dingo's asked, what do you mean questionable? My son likes it very crispy, so it is so crispy. I'm not sure it counts as cooked bacon vis-a-vis burnt bacon. Oh, that audio is not playing where it is supposed to be. Give me 30 seconds, and then we will be able to hopefully hear that better. I mean, it's just rustling papers, but Griffin loves his.
It's kind of funny that I'm doing a live and in the background listening to another YouTuber going on a live, and she's going live on a trial.
You can see all of her attorneys.
It's funny in my head.
Accordion folders, by the way, on their desk. Emily, do you always stop this much? Yes. The accordion folders on their desk were my favorite way to prep for trial. Those accordion photos were my favorite. That is how I prepped for in trial. Yes, I would sometimes have boxes at my feet, but those accordion folders, 10 out of 10 bay, I would color code them for the type of trial. Murder cases for me were always also in red. James Owens on behalf of Sarah Boone. I can hear you so well, gentlemen. Oh, there are so many people. I've never seen them swear in the defendant to take her name on the record, ever. And good morning. Can you please state your full? It's unique to me. Record for me. 10-10-7-7. Ms. Boone is seated at counsel table, wearing a black suit and a pink blouse. She is in custody in this matter. However, there are no restraints that are fixed to her person, so we will be standing when our jury enters and exits. This is a copy first. This is a love your screen name. B, this is an important question. Who are all the people behind the judge? It really generally depends. It could be court administration. It could be clerk staff administration. It could be the judge's research attorneys. It could be the research attorneys in the courthouse. But it is staff members from the courthouse behind the judge. He might explain. He might not. So the judge is talking about what they will and won't be doing. And the judge is just noting that Sarah Boone is who she is for the record. So there's no debate 20 years from now that she was not present in court. It also helps that it's on TV. You can just roll the tape. Good morning. It's good to see you. Don't worry, we'll get a different view of the courtroom at some point. Good morning. Can you please state your full name? Ms. Boone is seated at counsel table, wearing a black suit and a pink blouse. She is in custody in this matter. However, there are no restraints lights that were affixed to her person.
Sometimes I
So
feel
we'll be
like
standing
holding it
jury
in a
ahead of
different
defense
way
counsel
changes the
Mr.
whole
Harris.
thing,
Before
you
we
know?
bring in our jury this morning, yesterday the court had reserved on a Richardson hearing regarding Exhibit 2 is identified in the defendant's fifth amended reciprocal discovery exhibit list, specifically 119 pages of records from Advent Health Winter Park that were provided to the state yesterday morning by way of USB drive. Yesterday, the court had ordered that the defense would provide an edited version, but only the records pertaining to anxiety and the lack thereof, and pertaining to those matters, but before 9 a.m. this morning. Was that done, Mr. Owens? Okay. Mr. J, have you had the opportunity to review the culled down list of 119 documents? Yes. Okay. What is remaining of those 119 specific JPEG images, and what do they pertain to?
Stunning.
You guys see the closed captioning now? Of those 119 images, how many
Okay.
were sent? 15? Thank you. So when he says how many are being sought, he's saying how many of those documents? You gave 119 pages of prosecution. How many pages do you want? And he is standing up away from the mic because he's behind counsel table. It'll get better. That's why I wanted to make sure we have closed captioning and that you can see them. State response. Thanks, State, for coming to the podium.
Apparently, these are all just related to January 23rd, 2018, admission at Advent Health Winter Park. So it appears they're not seeking to introduce any records from other instances that were contained in the records that were first disclosed to the state on September 27th.
You speak of the 81 pages?
Yes, sir.
I do speak of the
Nor
81
the
pages.
new 119
You're at the light.
pictures, but still not in a PDF form. So, of the 15 pages, the first two that they list are pages 9 and 10 out of 111, and I believe I've identified them as best I can. However, the bait stamp from the hospital is over other text, and there's no bait stamp, so I'm guessing that it's pages 9 and 10 out of 111. It appears to just be a health information sharing sheet, like a contract. I don't understand the relevance of those two pages. Pages 21, and then they skip 22, 23, 24, and 25 are all part of her initial assessment on 123.18. We don't object to those pages, but for, I apologize that there's but for, the fact that at the bottom of page 25 contains her toxicology screening, and that does go on to page 26, and they did not indicate that they want to use page 26. However, without
Oh, it's
page
completely
26,
empty.
we are going to experience
It's
relevancy
empty.
issues and a 403 objection from the state. And that is because in her toxicology screen, for which she is coming to the treatment to seek treatment for depression symptoms, she is at 165 for ethanol, meaning when converted,
So they're talking about
165
BAC
under deciliter, over twice the legal limit.
I don't know why all my black inks are leaking. It's always inside a bag.
The forensic pathologist will testify for the state, and then our expert on Batten-Scott syndrome, if we get to that point, is also a medical doctor. She's a psychiatrist, not a psychologist.
Oh my god.
Will tell us that ethanol is a central nervous system depressant. I believe even the psychologist will be able to get that information in. So we are objecting to pages 21 through 25 coming in without page 26.
If I understand your argument, is it a rule of completeness issue?
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that it applies to documents as opposed to statements. I mean, it is not a court statement, so it is a rule of completeness issue, particularly when the symptoms and the complaints of the patient on that particular day were crying and being depressed and showing signs of using a central nervous system depressant. The rest of the top screen pages 27 and 28, they did not list. We are not complaining that they are not including that. Page 29 is another page they listed. That's more of a narrative about her visit at
Someone
January
always have
23rd,
to ruin
2018. We
things.
do not object. Page
Doesn't
43,
matter.
just her vital signs. We
Doesn't
don't
really
object.
matter.
Page 44 is more of the initial assessment on this January 23rd, 2018 visit. We do not object, nor do we object to pages 45, 46, or 47.
What are pages 45, 46, and 47, just for my own?
More of this initial assessment of January 23rd, 2018 was my understanding. Page 48,
Okay, so gonna sign
we are
it.
asking again that this be included.
Not sign it. Sorry,
Again,
I put in the date on it.
I believe it's super mysterious.
Yeah, sign my
why we are
article.
going
So
from pages 43, 44,
today is 1st
45,
of
46,
August.
47, and then skipping page 48, and then going
How's
to
it
49,
August
but
already?
we do want page 48 included on that page.
Every year I
Please
feel like,
try to
okay, I'm
wait
gonna
at
start
the
this
time.
year
I
great,
think that's relevant.
and then in
Page
5 minutes it's
63.
already the end of the year.
What's 49?
Especially vis-a-vis the victim site, right?
So seemingly that's
No, what
included.
49
happened?
is just some results.
Okay,
Again,
so let
this
this dry.
lesion doesn't provide full context without what I've described as page 26. It's part of the results on page 49 shows that she's
So this is one of my newer sketchbooks.
but it doesn't give the results.
I was
Are the
thinking out
results contained
a
in another
chess.
That's on page 26, and then I previously described as one.
Actually, like my studio is a ceramics studio, so I wanted to make a chess set out of ceramics, and I was working on some ideas and having fun, like drawing animals. And I didn't finish this one, which I think I'm gonna do now. These are also like candle holders for like a ceramic piece that I want to work on. I feel like sometimes it's just easier for me to think on paper and then to take it to ceramics. And I've been doing also these combs that are like, it's like the African pick. And it's also like a wall ornament that you can hang as decoration. So I've been actually, which I'm happy to say, that I have been more loose than before, because there was the period that I wasn't happy with what I was doing and wasn't feeling a connection with my sketchbooks. But now I feel like the freedom is like coming back, which is good, to start filling sketchbooks here in the UK. And I've been loving sketching birds and my ceramics, of course. I've been doing a lot of pins, so I've been sketching them. I think I've done most of these, or something similar to them, like houses, moths, or abdigig in Sudanese, and a lot of faces. I've done hearts, so it's been very enjoyable actually to start here. Yeah, these are the African pig designs that I've been sketching or thinking about. So yeah, I've been just basically using my sketchbook as a way to think. Just like some people journal, which I used to do, but I don't do anymore. Yeah, here I have this vase, so I've decided to do, I have 2 yellow vases, so I wanted to do some banana studies on them. If you've watched my channel, you know that I always have banana somewhere, or women. I also done one of these. I think it's right here. I tested it here first. So I've been testing it here first, and then I started making, and then I made the ceramics. And to be honest, I feel like I like how the ceramics turned out. The ceramic itself, I think I was doing a lot of these. Oops, so actually we open this so we can do this page. is still live. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. It's my second live, so I hope everyone can hear me. Usually when I'm sketching, I'm just listening to something in the background. So if you're okay with that, I will just continue with the same thing. Okay. So I'm just going to listen to Emily D. Baker, like she's one of my favorite YouTubers, and I really like listening to true crime.
So not following 49 to 50 or 51 sequentially.
So I'm gonna continue the same way. If there are any objections or comments, let me know.
Skipping 48, and we're asking for 48 to be included between 47 and 49.
And the judge
To
asked
make
if
sure
it's
it's relevant and complete.
But they are also seeking 49, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
They just skipped 48 just like they skipped 26. Page 63. It appears to be repetitive, but we don't have any particular objection. Page 63 of the 111. Page 108.
I feel like all of my colors are almost
initial
finished.
From January 23rd, 2018, so we don't object to that. So basically, we're asking for pages 26 and 48 to be included.
Okay, thank you. The defense did, the state did seek a Richardson hearing yesterday in this matter, and based on binding precedent by the 6th District Court of Appeal, Young v. State 3697 1233, regardless of the calling down of the representative, still is required to conduct a Richardson hearing. As to the issue of whether the defendant's violation is inadvertent or willful, Mr. Owens has advised that these documents were obtained sometime last week. He was unable to provide any specificity to confer with his clients. Mr. Owens or Mr. Beck, are you in a position to advise when these documents were first requested, when they were received?
So, Jack, we talked about a Richardson hearing yesterday. It looks like it'll be helpful to talk about it again. The judge determines numerous factors with regard to the defense turning over, and it can be to either party, but the defense turning over discovery of is that a willful violation? Was it intentional? Was it inadvertent? Is the document relevant, not relevant? How impactful is it, and how prejudicial is it to the prosecution? If this was a violation of the discovery rules, and then what the remedy is. Remember, to be keeping it to be, whatever the court decides. And part of this, because this defense team came on so late, they are doing defense work that just simply was not done to prepare for trial before, because they weren't part of the case, and Sarah Byrne was representing herself and didn't do it. However, she did have an attorney, 8 of them, and so they're just where they're at. Like, you made your bed. The judge said yesterday they parachuted into this case, they volunteered tribute, and now you're kind of stuck with it. So let's see what the judge decides.
They were sent to the state, specifically any documents pertaining to Exhibit 2, the Alvin Hartford court records. Chairman, the Secretary Murray, and my understanding is we don't know how this goes, so I'll ask this question. So these records come in batches. It was my understanding, based on the state's representation and their objections, was that the first 81 pages came out September 22nd. Those were provided. Those were records that some of the other lawyers had received. And we still know that they had notes on it. It's C.81, but it wasn't directly from the Okay, and when was the error identified in time as to when these items were not sent, such that they were provided via USB yesterday?
Okay, so the key is for the eyes
Understand that would have been yesterday.
to dry.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for the eyes to dry to finish it.
I have no idea who's speaking at the moment. Lawyers have continued to just like camp out of the river. Laura asked if Richardson and Brady are the same thing. No. Richardson goes to local rules. Most local rules have simple service regulations that don't raise to the level of specifically Brady or the prosecution. So they are not. They are not the same thing. I would imagine the remedies are a little bit the same. So
This was made by a friend.
Given the size of the box, I wonder if that was the suitcase that was relevant to this case and whether or not that will be shown in opening. So it's going to sit by the clerk's desk until it can get checked in. So I would imagine it was. But that's me speculating.
So my sketchbooks are all over the place. So these are acrylic. I don't know if you can tell, but it's much more texture than layered. So I don't know why I always feel challenged by acrylic, or a little scared. Like but today the theme is to relax.
Any further argument or position with regards to Richardson analysis,
Okay.
Mr. James?
One thing I like to always draw with. What are these? Q-tips. Because I feel like it gives a good
The issue and confusion that the state attorney's office still has, though, is page 68 of 81 of these original 81 documents.
If you have a cell phone line, they need to be silenced and turned off, please. If you cannot follow the court's instructions, due to publicity in this case, I will ask for you to be removed.
I don't like it when it's so saturated. I like it to be a
Thank you.
little.
You may proceed.
What was the ringtone on my cell phone when it went off in preliminary hearing court when I was a young DA? I know some of you know exactly what ringtone I had on my phone when it blared through the courtroom.
Now,
Time to review the 119 pages that came in yesterday. And again, it's difficult to review those. It's just it's not in a PDF where I can word search it and review the things that are afforded to us.
I need something thinner.
Came in as 119 separate JPEGs. They're not in order. So, for instance, we're trying to look for page 43 of those 111 records out of the 119 pages. It's not in order. And I've done my absolute best to try and see if this page, which is 68.
Yes.
Some of you have amazing
And referring to 68 of the 81 that was one, correct?
Yes, sir. It is sublabeled within these records as page 2 of 14, and it appears to be a part of her
Is this
visit on
working?
January 23rd, 2018. And in the social history provided,
Do we care?
it says alcohol use denies, tobacco search for that particular page,
Okay. I want to try these. These are supposedly industrial Q-tips that you use for cleaning, so they don't come apart so easily. I got them from Toronto and I went past $10. And they have been decent. Because I think I like this more. So let's undo. This is a branch that I found. I've been having this weird hobby. It started in Toronto of just collecting branches and just obsession with collecting them, and then like this one is sanded and I put some wood stain, but I used it so much that you cannot tell. But I've been doing some points like this and I feel like they have been useful in the clay, and I think I don't mind this one, but I feel like I need to maybe make some cuts to turn it more into a brush to see. I think I would like that a little bit better.
With regard to, let me conclude the Richardson analysis first. Thank you both for your positions and your arguments. The court has, as a matter of law, the court needs to determine whether the defendant's violation was inadvertent or willful. Court finds, based on the positions provided by the defense, that the disclosure was inadvertent, but I do find that the violation had some level of substantiality to it. But due to the state's review and the defense compliance with the court's order yesterday as to pulling down to the pages that we've identified, the court finds that the violation had a limited ability on the state's ability to prepare for trial due to the lack of inflections to the majority of the documents, with the exception of page 48 and 26, which are sought to be.
Yeah, I think I need to turn it into some kind of brush.
The prejudicial effect of the substantial disclosure is limited, and I'm not going to order the defense, not going to prohibit the defense from moving forward on moving this into evidence. However, I do want to address the 403 rule of completeness issue with regard to.
This is another one that I'm thinking
So now he's shifting in.
might
He
work.
has said, look, they should have turned it over. It was inadvertent. The judge knows the defense team is scrambling because of how late they came through here. But
Yep. Because this looks like a bit of a triangle.
So he's giving a little bit of grace there, being like, it was y'all thought you had turned over everything in those previous disclosures, and then it was different. On and on. But he did find that it, because they complied and narrowed it down and turned it over, that it can essentially
Like almost
fix
adding
things
texture, you know.
early enough in the stage of trial. It's not going to be the worst thing ever. This is not the worst violation we've seen anyone that's keeping up with the YSL case knows. We are far afield from the worst discovery shit we've seen. Ask Carrie Morrissey in New Mexico. So the judge is giving a little leeway there, and now moving into, okay, but you wanted to pull out a couple of pages, and now he's going through.
On my life, on life.
26 and 48. No objection, Mr. Mack. All right, thank you. So the state's request is granted on pages 26.
Thank you for joining me. I'm a life newbie, so it's good to have someone, even if it's just one person watching me. It's so, I feel like I'm talking to myself.
is fairly limited by what they're allowed to use on their state's computers, and sometimes I didn't even have at one point a program where I could combine PDFs. So if I had like every page in a separate PDF, I had no way on my work computer to combine them into one. And if I ever used a personal computer, then it could be subject to search for using personal stuff. So that's part of the problem here. And also, it's like not their job to have to fix it, and they generally run. The lawyers are doing most things themselves.
If Act 48 will be included,
I feel when I relax into it, I like the results better.
documents itself are thought to be brought nuclear evidence with regard to the January 23, 2018 incident is provided in the 119 pages of item 2 of the defendant's Fifth Amendment reciprocal discovery exhibit list. I will not foreclose the state regarding page 68 of the 81 pages. If they are able to find that additional document, we can address any argument at that time as to why that should be included. Anything further, state, before we bring in our jury?
Judge, defense team has indicated to me that they plan on using mushroom aids during opening
They should show
statements.
those.
The ones that I have seen include jury instructions that may not be given and may not be given in the way that the court gives, and photographs that could be coming into evidence. I identified at least one that I don't recognize as something they sought to be seeking into evidence, perhaps two. So I believe we should have a discussion about each and every one of those. They should each be marked for record purposes by letter, so that we can refer to them and we can make a record. I believe it's in the court's discretion, even though I'd rather see it exercised in this way in this circuit, to allow the respective parties to refer to actual exhibits during opening statements. I would urge the court not to allow that. They're going to see them soon enough, but particularly with what they are seeking to do, given the motion in limine ruling that the court has already issued, that at this point in time, the latest proffer defendant's testimony is not amounting to an overt act that will result in a self-defense instruction, that will result in prior instances of violence coming in,
Judge didn't rule that.
that it would be extremely prejudicial, dangerous, and to use Mr. Cacciatore's analogy, very impossible to put that toothpaste back in the tube if we amplify our opening statements, which may or may not come to fruition when we start talking about this.
Okay, I think I'm gonna move on to something
Greatly
else.
amplified if we're actually seeing exhibits of defendant's past injuries that she contributed to the proceeding. So I'm asking for us to discuss that.
Yes, before we go through each photo.
This was supposed to happen yesterday.
Judge, defense is self-defense. Sarah's going to testify against
I'm not discussing the jury instructions.
I'm also hoping the camera angle will switch as we get further on, like it was yesterday, but
Please don't.
when he steps up to the podium. What is happening? What is it? The prosecutor steps up to the podium, the lawyer does. He steps up to the podium, can't hear anything. I don't even understand all this.
Okay.
They're arguing over whether you can use jury instructions in opening. This can vary widely by jurisdiction. However, there are standard instructions that are given in every case. given, they could be not given. The argument over jury instructions is a critical and important phase of trial, and we've seen that have huge impact depending on the case. So, jury instructions that may not be given, and again, you can't put the shit back in the hose. You can't ring the bell if you're letting the jury hear those instructions. It might always be in their mind. You know where this is going. When we're talking about the standard instructions, or even the opening instructions, the jury gets instruction on the burden of proof before or immediately after opening statements. Those standard instructions that are given in any case are generally fair, but when you get to the end of it, no. For those of you asking, remember that this love the handle. Yes, he was an elected public defender, like the boss public defender in another county. So yeah, he's done a lot of criminal trials. I just don't know what's happening here. So this is usually as a standard instruction.
What's your position with regard to those two?
That's
Opening statements, we should be discussing without being specific, and then that's going to be enough. Really shouldn't be.
Sometimes I should just keep getting obsessed with something so small like a cup of water and just keep drawing it over and over.
You have the opportunity to use that overhead or any means that you want at the end of the trial. You want to have closings to put out what is actually being the law after the case has been presented. So our position is we shouldn't be using large debate portions of jury instructions. We're going to have that opportunity to argue how the law applies to the case at the end, and we will have the correct version. And or tendency that I've seen in the six recently, we may in fact read three-quarters of the jury instructions to them before we bring them to begin our closing remarks. I think it's premature and problematic to doing that at this time. It's not
Any other responses?
In the state body, or the lawyers that use these terms of opening statements on over how many times. I've said that I would weigh introducing the one specific to self-defense. But reasonable doubt is the instruction we gave to the jury when we got started.
It's a standard
Standard evidence is a standard jury instruction that applies in every case.
Are those the standard? Is that the language of the standard instruction?
I did not have the opportunity this morning to look back to the All-Star Uniform instructions off the Supreme Court website. Dealing with motions in limine, trying to work on my opening statement, all the things that I should be doing for openings. I did not believe even that instruction was complete just from memory.
He always finds a way to be like, Warner, I have other shit to do. But defense cover is fucking up my time. However, God, and these lawyers' trial is exhausting. They have been living with this case for 4 years, the prosecution, and they are
And I know that's not to complete weighing the evidence instruction either. Because it's not an entire page. Instructions for each one.
Can I see the reasonable doubt instruction, please?
now we're gonna have to check and make sure they match.
Here's the first problem. It's the wrong instruction. Your Supreme Court revised 3.7 earlier this year. That is not.
He said the Supreme Court of the state revised that standard jury instruction earlier in the year. Who knows it?
The appropriate definition of reasonable doubt is not is right to the jury during
This man is going to look at his research attorneys, if his research attorneys have this, and lose his fucking mind.
Here's the first problem. It's the wrong instruction. Your Supreme Court revised 3.7 earlier this year. That is not the appropriate definition of reasonable doubt. It is not is right to the jury during research. 3.7 now reads proof beyond a
Let's hope this is not toxic.
Reasonable doubt is not only possible, speculative, imaginary, or forced doubt. Such a doubt must not influence you to determine whether you're not guilty, you have an abiding conviction of guilt. On the other hand, if acted carefully, considering, comparing, and weighing all the evidence, there is not a binding conviction of guilt, or, if there is a conviction, it is one which is not stable, one which wavers and vacillates. Then the charge is not proved beyond every reasonable doubt. You must find the defendant not guilty because the doubt is reasonable. That does not apply to standard jury instruction. For those reasons, I'm not going to allow it. Good evening. We're still in the process of working through the 3.7 instructions case itself. I'd like to preclude you from using enlargements in the closing, but for the purposes of opening, because it doesn't track the 3.7 instruction, I'm not going to allow it.
The judge is pulling him for the instructions because now he's like, here's the problem with this. Accidents happen, mistakes happen, lawyers make errors. But you are losing the judge's trust. And the judge is like, I now have to double check everything you do because you're being incorrect. And it's thing after thing after thing after thing. This would make my brain hurt, by the way, with the dyslexia, having to go like, does this line match that line? Ugh.
Like, what are you trying to do? Like, I have no idea.
This should be the standard 3.9 instruction for at least portions of it. Questions?
And since it's not all of it, it's not eating, it's highlighting
Like
something.
ways to draw a cup of water in a way that makes sense
6 to 10
to me.
decided which
So I'm gonna put up a poll right when we start opening statements of how, if you think there will be objections in opening to the defense's opening, will they start arguing?
out of the actual instructions 6 to 10 we're going to use in this case because we have not heard the evidence yet. So I just think it's inappropriate to be delving into pieces and portions of jury instructions before we hear the evidence. What we should be doing is explaining to the jury what we believe the facts are going to show, and this is what we derive from them, and argue the law later.
I need to know why this is the second trial where there's been a can of crime just like placed somewhere in the courtroom. It is becoming a thing.
That's by the officer.
Judge, they've got to have some guidance to the law, that
Yeah, they get jury instructions.
in many ways we do it where we give them the law at the very end, and I understand the reason for that, depending on the evidence that comes in, but there's standard instructions that are going to apply throughout. And this is just giving them an idea of what their role is, considering the credibility of witnesses. I think it's appropriate. It's a brief statement of the standard instruction that comes in on every case.
Let me move to the photographs before I address the 3.9 issue.
I think for the record, we should mark that.
Okay. Do you want the mark by that report, yeah? So let's check out the photograph, please.
Now we're also talking about during this part. I'm gonna zoom everybody in because the photographs I want to talk about. It's a small courtroom without any enlargements. It's zoom time. It's my favorite time of trial is when we get to times that are past all of the authors sitting there and see how quickly we've get past all of those being marked. Ooh, not quickly at all, by the way. Oh god,
Excellent.
I can't hear him at all.
Basically, gonna try to finish this up here.
When she was arrested, but I'm not sure when in time. The silence from So we're saying these photographs are from Sarah's phone. So the state has them. Mia, there is a pool camera in court with pool audio. The lawyers are just not standing near the mics. And though there are some other feeds that are boosted a little bit, they don't have closed captioning, and I have opted for closed captioning over the slight boost. So these are the pool cameras and the pool audio. And this is the feed with closed captioning. So he said these are from the phone. I'm zooming because I can't hear him at all.
And monster domain.
There we go.
States you.
Now we're going to the legal argument of whether he's allowed to use a demonstrator, and we can listen to that part.
I'm familiar with the case law. I did receive the email.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think this is the one I like. I'm gonna try this one. I'm not gonna bore you with too many more, but I think
Pool audio. Yours is the lawyers are standing in the well where the microphones are pointed towards council table.
Provided also here from state,
They
page
can't
6
read the whole
Secretary
record.
656, First Supreme Court 2021, Logan State 2009, Second Court 23, First Supreme Court 2018. Yes, sir.
I have the audio boosted. Just won't be able to hear. They can hear in the courtroom. We just can't hear.
One of both of those, there was a state one in a dummy they were using in a homicide case, which put a lot of other cases that where multiple dates to be used in open statements.
I think this one good.
Case, Supreme Court of Florida. Again, Echo Heck, within this discussion, allowing the demonstrative exhibit in that case. It was a murder prosecution. Trial court acted with 6 questions about the state's and used the principle
You guys are like, there's an echo. That is strange. Hold on, let me refresh real quick. That is strange that there is an echo because I can't hear it from my end. So give me 1 moment.
Let's do all of the sounds again.
Which one do we want? Who's where he's at? Apologies, y'all. I'm gonna have to back up because they are arguing that motion before we get to openings, which
If you can't tell, I like to.
chat. How about let me get to where the judge, or if I can see where the judge makes his ruling, and then we'll just get to openings. I'm gonna skip their argument. If we need to circle back later, we'll
I'm trying to figure out something I like to do it so many times.
The judge is finishing this out because I would rather get to opening. Honestly, let's try to do it.
Things are all. So we're just asking for the first general. Let's it's not open statements necessary. Now our specific objections are this. With A, which is beneath everything, the bloody York car incident. I believe that is from a body on camera. He indicated as much was not from the phone. If we get to that point, approach the state can point out, look, they made these promises, making statements, and they didn't come with conditions. So you need to disregard everything that you've heard that is going to happen and from elected leaders. But the problem, particularly for the state side, is we don't get to appeal. So we go through these statements, we have jurors not only exposed to our words about things that may or may not be coming into evidence, but exposed to 1,000 words for people.
It's midnight already.
Hello, good evening, how are you?
This is a bit wet. For the sketchbook that I had quite a few pages I wanted to finish, but for some reason I cannot find it right now. I'm just gonna keep going. Finish this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. So I'm just in the mood to make some faces. This I made with, I have, I don't know what it is right now, but I have a box of pastels that I haven't been using for the longest time. So I turned it into some, I added some water to it. Actually, like a piece of it was dropped by mistake and it turned into powder. So I just mixed it with water and I think I really like the texture. So, of course. So I think I'm gonna turn this into a liquid pastel kind of palette to turn all of them in this kind of texture and see how I like it when I'm working on my sketches.
They also discovered several incriminating items that violated probation, including narcotics, drug paraphernalia, and firearm. Stephen was transported to hospital before being taken into custody for the violation. But this story was far from finished, because when his mother contacts police a second time, and they return to the scene,
The eyes are a bit too big.
authorities somehow overlooked one possibly connected to the missing man, Eddie Arbiaco, is about to transform this case from a simple welfare check into something far more disturbing. Hello. Good evening, how are you? Okay. What's going on? Hi, singer? Let's go. Oh, wow. I have no clue. Yeah, looks like it. Despite several police and probation officers searching a modest 750 control, it took Stephen's family to notice
I know the lips look a little bit like the Joker, but
and while there's always a chance that Stephen collected from himself in his intoxicated state, the amount makes it far more likely that a crime had been committed. It's a strange development, and even more unusual that officers didn't notice it first. But it isn't the only mistake they'll make during this investigation, because as this officer calls a sergeant, it's unclear exactly who's in command, if anyone is at all. Let me call. I'm calling Sergeant real quick. Hello? Go ahead. So there's two jobs. Inside the jobs, and there's about a paragraph. Blood in the jugs, and then it looks like there's blood spatter on there. 27-year-old Eddie Arriaga is remembered as a kind and caring man whose infectious smile always made others feel at ease. His family describes him as a devoted brother and son, and a loving father to his 2 boys who always found a reason to celebrate every day. But on September 18th, exactly 1 week earlier, Eddie disappeared without a trace. He never arrived where he was expected, and calls from the family went unanswered. As the days passed, a missing persons report was filed, and witnesses said he was seen entering and leaving Stephen's trailer several times during the week before his disappearance. And then on September 25th, thanks to the discovery by his mother and sister, Stephen suddenly became a person of interest in the disappearance. But as more officers arrived, instead of securing the scene, Stephen's family isn't just allowed to remain inside, they're allowed to contaminate evidence even further.
Sometimes I feel I'm too aggressive with my sketchbooks.
As Stephen's family continues to celebrate another tragic tragedy, contamination of the scene becomes a growing concern. But there's something else they discovered. Suspicious pebbles inside Stephen's bedroom closet.
Feeling tired, so I want to finish this one.
And when the
I don't know how long it's been.
officers recognized the single-time pebble,
I think I've been online for a while. Okay, over an hour. Okay. It's time to go to bed.
as a supervisor arrives to inspect the puppets himself, Stephen's mother makes a disturbing discovery: a wallet holding the driver's license of her nephew, Eddie Arriaga.
the Steven stove in their deposit in the back, and that smells like death back there. There's 5-gallon buckets with blood on top of them, and there's blood on the walls back there. And it smells bad. Where's the wall? Is the wall over there?
Okay. 2 people are watching. Thank you so much for staying. And I'm feeling really tired. I just wanted to do this sketchbook thing. Judith, hi. This is the second live that you've been here. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I spent a full day working on my clay, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks a lot, and I'm thinking of making this live thing more frequent. I just feel it's much easier for me to go live than to film and then edit 21 of these and then make a video. So have a good night and take care.